Today is the 29th day of November 2020 in Marshall, Abaco, Bahamas. I see on television, the little television that we do get in Abaco, we don't get ready news on those tablets, whatever they give you here. No cable, no live news feed. We get old news. I saw Commissioner of Police Paul Roll bragging about he'd probably be the first Commissioner of Police that has camera in the police car and camera on the police officers. What is going on in Abaco? He should have been glad to put them on these police in Abaco, because these are the crookedest police from the superintendent right down. Nobody has been scaled from disrespecting Abaco's citizen constitutional right. Every video that you see the police involved with in Abaco, the first thing they do is grab for your camera. I want Paul Roll to let these police, not the bullies, the police officers know that they're serving on the pleasure of him as Commissioner of Police. And they should be an example of your mandate. How could you be proud to say that you are cameras up police officers while the police officers in Abaco are fighting the citizen from standing on the sideline, taking a photo of what they're doing, the same thing you're trying to do. And every time they take the camera, which is a part of your person, they are assaulting. They're assaulting the citizen on camera and care not. Unfortunately for me, PC 3942 Brown, PC 4351 Bastian, DC 3507 Roll, and WDC 3802 Rolling. Those criminals that are still on the force, PC 3942 Brown, that handled me like a criminal, rustled my camera. I'm standing beside my taxi on the highway, and this criminal in uniform rustled me to the ground, take my camera, deleted it, threw it into my bus, handcuffed me, slammed me against the bus. It's too late for them. It would have been great if they would have been camered up. I think in order for Abaco to get good policing, every officer in Abaco ought to have camera. At the Zone, a place that I frequent, you have to recognize that every place in Abaco, in the Marshall, Dundas, Murphy area is bust up. We need some place to go for social gathering, to get your mind off of your daily chores and to not think about what we went through and we're still going through because of this weightless F&M government and our no-good MP in Darren Henfield and James Albury. How could we have the three worst of the worst after the worst storm? Like, what did Abaco do to deserve such lack of interest, lack of respect, lack of care? From the Prime Minister that said, let the white people rebuild the town. From Darren Henfield, last Thanksgiving he feed the police and the defense force and let his sisters feed some F&M. This Thanksgiving, I'm talking about American Thanksgiving, that they think it's our holiday. Ain't nobody got a turkey wing. As we see the backs of him more than the front. And I like talking to Frankie because Frankie, Florida, got all the answer. He does not even worth calling in my video, but it is what it is. When he could come up to me, he said, boy, Hubert Ingram leave the people of Cooperstown hungry. Then Le Pen got it. She already win. I want to tell Frankie and Tony and Denley, you all three jive turkeys, no amount of turkeys gonna buy your way to win an election. That turkey already gone and passed on to the toilet from the 28. What else y'all gonna supply to try to buy votes? And interesting enough, there are so many people that profited and is profiting on our ill will, on our destruction. There's so many millionaires that's being created after the destruction of Abaco. But Abaco people are standing on the sideline where we see all these contracts being signed in Nassau. And IMP doesn't have the internal fortitude, the cojones, to man up and say, if these contracts were given to Abaconian, the money stay in Abaco to help us to rebuild. Kai Mills, as your member of parliament, would know where all these contracts were going. And the first thing Kai Mills, as your MP, would have done was to find out, can Abaco do these contracts? Does Abaco has the equipment? I see one guy, forgot his name now, but he was on TV the other day for raping somebody in Nassau. He is bragging that he made $350,000. He was cleaning up the dock was his last contract. Scrape all out the side of the road by the BEC plant that didn't need scraping, because he claimed he's the biggest FNM going. And the government had to give him a contract. Came to Abaco, didn't have one piece of equipment. He hired Abaconians equipment to make money from Abaconians when the contract should have been given directly to the Abaconian that have the equipment. Those kind of things, Kai sitting at the table, will never happen. Then, all of a sudden, I see the clip, then Le Pen, she left Abaco at 8 years old and never looked back. Snotty nosed girl from Crown Haven. Went to better herself. Now she's coming back again to try to better herself. Abaco is never in the picture. If Abaco was in the picture, why did it take the hurricane? And why did it take $47,000 to pick up your Abaco dead when everybody else did it for free? You put in the bill. Why did it take the dead of Abaco and to bury the dead, you put a tag of $350,000 to bury your same Abaco dead that you say that you care about? Why such a heavy price to bury your Abaconians? And why, after the government of the Bahamas say, we will give you half of the burial, greed set in, and you say, hell no, these are my Abaco. And if I can't bury all, I can't bury none. By that time, you were still FNM, baby. the greed of the F&M government not allowing you to bury all of our deads. That is how you become PLP. Well, what you expect if you would have won the nomination for the PLP? You expected another hurricane so that the PLP could give you all or nothing? It was never about Abaco. It's all about money and greed and self. I would like for you to have spent the hurricane and be on the ground for at least 2 weeks. Not come today and leave tomorrow. That don't make no sense. We have an example of that this morning there in Henfield. Same week, you left on the plane, Darren left on the plane. Until we see you again, we, Abaconians, have to rebuild by ourselves. And all Kai is doing, more than the Member of Parliament is doing and the government is doing, is to let people know of what's going on in Abaco. And you'll be surprised to know how many people that need building material. We don't need no turkey. Bring a truckload of plywood, 2x4, 2x6, ice water shield. That will go a long way than the turkey. Y'all jive turkeys don't know what we need. We don't need no hand out. The materials will be a hand up. Giving you an idea. Stop bringing food. We're past food. Even the World Kitchen is closed down in Abaco because they recognize that we now need materials. On a Sunday, it's one of these Kai Care trying to educate the jive turkeys that think giving out turkey will buy votes. That can't happen. You're here live with Kai while those jive turkeys trying to fool the fool. You're live with Kai on WCAY. Kai Case. That's why he's here. Denley Penn back in Nassau. Darren left this morning. I'm still on the ground. And I'm still keeping on, because I care.